Hello fellow book nerds, this is Gabby and today we're going to be talking about all the statistics. I've never done this video before, but I feel like I'm gonna love the concept of it. So basically I want to talk to you about all the statistics that I have for my reading from 2020 and talk about my goals for 2021. To track my reading, I have used Hardbook Hoarder's Excel spreadsheet, and I know she's doing another one this year. So if you guys want to check it out, I'm gonna link her channel down below, and if the video's out by then, I'm gonna link the new spreadsheet as well, which I'm gonna be using, and I'm so excited because I know she's got like lots of improvements to it. Overall, I just absolutely love checking my statistics, knowing how I'm doing, you know, just like living my best life basically. And this was the most amazing year of reading that I have ever had, at least I think so. I haven't always tracked it, mostly just with Goodreads, so I never really like properly tracked it on a spreadsheet, but I still think I'm doing really well this year. I read 121 books, which was... Can we have a victory lap? Can we have a victory lap? My goal for Goodreads was 100, and I felt like that was really ambitious. But last year I was like short, like so few books that I felt, okay, I could do it. And I did do it, and I read 121, which is just amazing. So I want to bring that energy into 2021. Although if you see my books read per month, you'll see that I don't really have that energy anymore. But we're just reading for fun, you know, it's not a competition, except I'm winning. I said stats, so let's just do some breakdowns. So I read 35,148 pages, which I don't really know if that's good or bad. I don't really keep track of that, but that's pretty cool. And then I listened to 326 hours of audiobooks. It's a bit less because I listen at like 1.5 speed, but still. So as you can see on the chart, I have been kind of on a downward spiral with my reading. My beginning of the year was definitely a little bit better. First 2 months I read like 13, 11, 13, 10, like mostly above 10 books. June and July weren't so great. August, great again. September, I read 3, okay? This one I was on hiatus and just things were not going great. So September, I'm gonna forgive myself. And then October 12, November 12, and actually December, I read 7. Just in my wrap-up, it says I read 6. If you ignore this September, I've been more or less consistent. I mean, obviously, as I've had exams, then I had my full-time job, all that, it made it a little bit more difficult to, you know, do really well with my reading, but overall I am pretty happy with it. Then if you look at the format, I read 32% as an audiobook, 38% as an ebook, and 51% as a physical book. So I feel like that's a pretty good split. A lot of the books I was reading were audio, but as lockdown started, it was really hard to keep up with the audiobooks because I listen to them when I walk around, not even walk around, I just go to places, and now the only time I go to places is in my daily walk, you know. So I couldn't listen to as many, but still I think it's pretty good. Ebooks as well. I'm happy using ebooks, especially since I found out I can get them on Script and on Libby, not on my Kindle, but I can read on my phone, which I kind of hate, but still. And I also discovered Apple Books, so you know, it's good times. And I think another interesting statistics for it is where the books I read came from. 10 of them were borrowed, so I don't know, either from friends or something. I don't know why I have one of them as book of the month because I never got book of the month, but you know what, ignore that. Then 61% were bought. So I bought the book, either an ebook or a physical book, and I read those. So that's pretty good actually. I'm happy that 61% of the books I read were bought because that means I buy them and I read them, you know, I'm not just hoarding them. Then library, 35%. So I definitely used my library so much in the first half of the year, or the first 2 months really. And then all the libraries closed and I didn't really feel comfortable. So I stopped using them, which is kind of sad, but you know, what are you gonna do? I still use my library occasionally when I listen to audiobooks or take out an ebook, but definitely less. But which is sad because I now moved back to London and my library there has amazing selection of books, but I'm not gonna be really able to take much advantage from that. A publisher, so 5 ARCs, which is actually more than I expected. I kind of stopped reading ARCs. I just find them, I usually don't get ARCs for the most popular or the most hyped books. It's just sometimes books that I was like kind of excited about, but not really. So, you know, sometimes I'm excited to read them, but sometimes not really. And the Script 9 books, so I only recently repurchased Script because I needed some ebooks. So that's actually pretty good because I thought it would be even less. Let's jump into my genres read, which I love seeing this statistic. And actually, I'm a little bit shocked because I thought fantasy would be like 60%. But actually, as you can see, fantasy is only 42%. Another really big genre for me was contemporary, which I don't even enjoy contemporaries, but apparently, you know, I read it. Thrillers with 6%, sci-fi with 7%, non-fiction was 6% as well. Mystery was like 5%. So as you can see, I mainly read fantasy, like that's almost half of my reading. And then the other genres are very, very spread. I've been trying to read a little bit more of the different kinds of genres and stuff like that. So I find it really interesting to try something new all the time. And I want to do I'm doing a series when I'm doing reading vlogs for genres that I don't read so much. So for example, I read like 3 or something sci-fi books for that. I don't really know if I want to change that. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I do want to read a little bit more thrillers, maybe because I really enjoy them, and I want to read even more genres. So for example, well, I said I didn't read any erotic, but the romance I read was pretty smutty, you know. Anthology I don't really read. Horror I didn't read any, but I really wanted to read more horror. And graphic novels I want to read a little bit more as well. And then we get into the ratings. I have not given out 1.5 or 1 or DNF through the whole year. I probably should have DNF'd some books, but I don't know. I like finishing them. And I also am not very harsh, as you can see. For me, a book to be 1.5 or 1 star has to be really bad. And like, I don't really, if I think something's gonna be pure garbage, I'm not gonna pick it up. So the books I pick up, I don't enjoy, but they're usually not that bad, you know? So I give them like 2 stars, apparently. But I only had 4 2 stars and then 10 2.5 stars. So I think that's when I'm like, yeah, it's bad, but I feel bad, so it's a bit harsh. So, you know, 2.5 to 2 stars I'd consider a bad rating. So out of 121 books, I only read 14 books that I really didn't like. I thought were really bad. So I think that's not too bad. And then 3 stars I gave altogether 45 book stats. And then interestingly, there's 4 to 4 stars I gave to 21 books. So that's 24%. I think that's pretty good. I mean, if I read 121 books in this year and 29 of these I thought were from 4 stars to 5. For me, that's a really, really good book. Even 3.5 I would think is a pretty good book, but 4 stars is certified really good book. I really enjoyed it. So there, I think that's pretty good. I gave 29, and then 4.5 15, and 5 stars I had 17 books that were 5 stars. I'm happy with this. I think I don't want to read more books that I don't enjoy. Maybe I want to be a bit more critical and a bit more lighter with my bad ratings, because I do feel like sometimes I'm a bit like, I don't want to be mean, so I don't do it, but I definitely should. Now let's look at genres. So genres, I've read 46 books that were adult, so that's 38%. Middle grade, I read 12%. So 15 books. YA, I read 60 books, and that's 49%. So half of them were YA and the rest mostly adult. I'm really happy with this. Actually, the beginning of the year, I definitely read way more YA than adult. So I wanted to work on this and kind of get it where I wanted it to be, and I'm pretty happy with it right now. Probably next year I kind of want to read even more adult, maybe make it more like, you know, like 50-50 between YA and adult, and then read a little bit middle grade. I know that doesn't add up, but you know what I mean. I love looking at this one because I feel like this is a big one I want to improve on in 2021. So when you look at author identity, categories that were given here was female, male, non-binary, and transgender. So I only read 1 book from a non-binary author and 0 from transgender authors, and that's something I want to work on really, like, so much. I don't know why it was like this. I feel like, I don't want to say that I couldn't find them, because of course I could just like Google it, but I put all of those books, you know, on my TBR, and then I'm doing a video and doesn't fit in the theme or something. So that's why I kind of slacked there a little bit. So I'm not happy with that. I really want to improve that non-binary and transgender. Otherwise, I read 80% female authors. I don't mind this. The fact that the male authors are like 19%. I mean, I feel like I read what I want to read, and female authors are really big in YA. So I'm completely fine with reading more female authors and male authors. I just want to improve on the non-binary, transgender, and, you know, more genderqueer identities. And this one, again, I want to improve. So I've read 66% of books I read were from white authors. So I wanted to get that number to 50%. And I feel like a bit of a failure because I didn't do it. So the reason for that is, again, I have a lot of backlist, and most of them are by white authors. I feel like the new releases I am reading maybe not mainly, but I'm reading a lot of new releases from POC authors, but not so much with the backlist. And the backlist is the one that's kind of screwing me. but I still am pretty happy that I got at least one book in all the other categories given here, except for Indigenous, which I already have a book planned I want to read this year, and I want to read more and more. Obviously I want to read more than one, but I do have some that are on my radar. Other big like subgroups I read from were Black authors, where I read 9% of books from them, so that's like 11 books. And then African authors, I know I read some from Nigerian authors, I think from Uganda. But yeah, I read 5 from those. I know, for example, My Sister the Serial Killer was definitely one of them, and then Kingdom of Souls was one of them. No, wait, sorry, no, I don't think Kingdom of Souls. I think Daughters of Nri is from a Nigerian author. And then Asian authors were about 9%, which again is about 11. I definitely read a lot of contemporaries from Asian authors for some reason. But then categories that I think I definitely need to improve more would be like Latinx. I read 3 books from Latinx authors, which could be better. Then mixed authors. I feel like sometimes it's really hard to say unless it says very explicitly what the author's ethnicity is to figure out what they are. But I read 2. And then South Asian, I definitely want to read more because I only read 1, and it's something that's really important to me to read more South Asian authors. Middle Eastern was 2 and Unknown was 5. So that's for the stats that I found interesting. If there's something you guys want to see in the next year's one, please do let me know. I am definitely looking at what I want to track. There was some couple trackers I didn't really use, like books owned versus books read. I just found it a bit too tedious to put all of my books read on it. So I said this would also be 2021 goals. I don't know what, I don't have that many very concrete goals, but I definitely know I want to improve on all of this. I mean, I don't really want to read more than 121 books because I don't think that's really realistic. If I hit 100 books again, I'd be over the moon, so happy. I think that's a very good number. The things I want to work on a little bit more is the genres. I want to read more genres that I maybe never even heard of, so I want to read those. And a really big one for me is offer of identity in terms of gender and offer race. I really want to get down that 66% to 50%. So I think that would be a good goal. That includes all of the backlist I want to read and all of that. So I think those are 2 really big goals for me. Just keep reading, keep expanding my reading as much as I can. Maybe be a bit more, you know, be a bit more consistent with how many books I read per month. But really, it's like how many I can read, how I can read. It's fine. It's not that big a deal. Maybe try a little bit more middle grade, maybe a bit more new adult as well, because I never really tried that at all. For my channel goals, this is something I've been thinking about a lot, and I don't know if I want to put a subscriber goal. I mean, if I hit 1,000 subscribers, that would be like, that'd be my, like, that's my ultimate goal. I just want to hit that to know that I can, kind of thing. And that would mean so much to me. So I would really be happy if I hit 1,000 subscribers. But it's not something that's within my power. It's a lot of it is luck. A lot of it is good faith of people. So other goals I want to stick to that are a bit more manageable in terms of I can make it happen is I want to post at least twice a week. I want to keep a consistent schedule. I want to try and experiment as much as I can. I feel like this year, towards the latter part of the year, I've done so many videos that I've never done before, and that helped me improve my editing so much, improve my skills, just know for the future, see what works. I mean, I did a read with me, which I didn't know if it would be do any kind of well, but people seem to really like it. I want to keep with my dedicated reviews. So that was my goals. I mean, they're not super like very precise. They're just like improve, be better, be consistent, be happy kind of thing. So, you know, it's fine. Tell me guys if there is any stat next year you want me to include, or if you want me to do like a mid-year check-in or anything like that. Let me know how you did with your reading, all of the stats. I love stats. If you want to send me a pie chart, please do. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, if you could subscribe and comment and like, I would really appreciate it. It really helps out my channel. Thank you so much for getting me to like 570. If you want to double it next year, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to, but it'd be nice. If you got so far, put this emoji in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!